Make sure my hair looks good.
So I came across a Reddit post the other day titled, "Can you be a stylish gamer?" The poster was asking how they could develop their personal styles in such a way that it reflected that they love or enjoyed something. And in this case, it was a love for all things video games, tech and creativity. And of course, these things, being stylish and enjoying tech can be mutually exclusive. And I'm sure most of you heard stylish gamer and cringed at the thought. But I think it's a really interesting question that's worth exploring a little bit more. Because in a lot of ways, that sort of thing just comes naturally for a lot of people. Their clothing choices are simply derivative of their lifestyle. People who love the outdoors naturally gravitate towards brands and aesthetics that have performance in mind in their garments. And people who skateboard look for specific things in shoes or like harder wearing pants made of tougher fabrics so they don't rip every time they fall. I spoke a little bit about clothes as an extension of yourself in the last video that I did. And I think that, along with having a wardrobe that you live in, one that makes sense for your lifestyle, is really a core tenet of having great personal style. And you may already do this. You may do this in subtle or even subconscious ways. But allowing your hobbies to intersect with your wardrobe makes for this very genuine personal touch. And it's especially good because it's very easy to tell when someone's not being genuine with the way that they're carrying themselves. And I don't think that's a sustainable path towards a long-term goal of developing really good taste or really good personal style. The more I think about it, the more I realize how much photography has an influence on my day-to-day style. And that doesn't mean that I'm going around wearing Kodak or Sony branded t-shirts, but I have found myself thinking a lot more about my lifestyle when I get dressed in the morning. So much so that I essentially did a big style 180 a couple years ago. I was wearing a lot of SLP Rockstar kinds of stuff, heeled boots, skinny denim, leather jackets. And while I think that stuff is still plenty cool and it has its place in the fashion world, it didn't work for my lifestyle. It didn't work for my job and it didn't work for my hobbies. So I slowly sold off things and bought new things and changed my wardrobe. Being a photographer played an important part in that. I was spending more time outdoors, more time on my feet. So I needed more supportive shoes and jackets that were a little bit harder wearing. I needed gloves to keep my hands warm in the winter, but that were thin enough so that I could operate a camera easily. And I needed shirts that were breathable in the summer and more comfortable when I was outside in the hot sun. Bags was definitely the biggest part of this for me. I considered so many more things about bags, and I bought bags and still buy bags specifically with carrying cameras in mind. And those aren't always necessarily photography specific bags, but I do think about it a bit more before I make a purchase. Is this bag going to be good enough to carry a camera around? Does it have the utility that I need? Is it comfortable to carry around all day while I'm also carrying a camera on a strap around my neck? And I had to experiment and learn different ways to be able to carry the gear that I wanted to carry, but also carry it in bags with the aesthetics that I appreciated. Allowing my wardrobe and hobbies to intersect gave me perspective and it gave me standards. And having standards, especially when it comes to your wardrobe and living in a time where new things are being thrown at you constantly, all the time, and not being able to have all of those new things means you can say no to stuff. And it's freeing in a way to not feel like you have to want every single new thing you see on the Instagram Explore page. This bit of perspective and these standards have helped mold my wardrobe in a way that's personal to me. And even if it's just in small and subtle ways, it still looks and feels better because of it. And obviously this all takes into account having a good grasp on things like fit and proportions. Understanding those things really is the key to being able to wear whatever you want. But it's that personal, genuine touch that really turns a wardrobe into one that's meaningful to you. But all that aside, I'm sure if you were to look back and think about this sort of thing and apply it to your own wardrobe, you'll see a lot of ways how the things that you like to do, the things that you enjoy, your hobbies, your interests, how they work their way into your personal wardrobe and make it more genuinely yours. Anyways, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.